Do you enjoy gritty crime dramas, historical epics, and storytelling from a diverse perspective? Then STARZ might be right for you. Stay tuned for my review of STARZ coming up. Alrighty, thank you for tuning in, everyone. My name is Matt, and I'm the host of Shall I Stream It? Today I'm going to be reviewing STARZ. If you like this video as we're going along, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to this YouTube channel for all things streaming. I'm going to have some chapter times in the description down below if you want to skip ahead to anything. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first let's go over the basics of what is STARZ. Now, STARZ is both a premium cable channel like HBO or Showtime. STARZ is also a standalone streaming service that you don't need a cable subscription for. Now, while this review is going to focus on the STARZ streaming service and the STARZ app, there's actually 3 different ways to get STARZ. It's going to be as a premium add-on to a cable or television package, as a premium add-on to a streaming service like Hulu or Amazon Video channels. Then the final one, which is of course the one I'm going to focus on, is going to be as a standalone subscription service where you don't need a cable package or any other streaming app to access it. So let's get into what's on STARZ. What are the STARZ movies? What are the STARZ shows? Now, the biggest draw for a STARZ membership is going to be the STARZ Originals. They've kind of focused in on a couple different genres. Those are going to be crime dramas like the Power universe and those shows, or historical dramas like Outlander. One big initiative with STARZ is a focus on storytelling from a diverse range of perspectives. There's a lot of shows that appeal to the Black community. There's a lot of shows with characters from different racial backgrounds, different identities in the LGBTQ community. So definitely a lot of diversity with their lineup with STARZ. Now with the crime dramas, the big anchor for this is going to be the Power universe. Now Power, if you're not familiar, that was a show that ran for a few years. It was produced by 50 Cent. Primary, plot points of the original Power show was about this guy that was like a ruthless drug dealer. He decided to leave the criminal world and become a nightclub owner. You can watch every episode of all 6 seasons of Power through the STARZ app. There are a series of spin-offs they have made. Now, the spin-offs are currently airing in their current seasons, and there are a whole bunch of them. They are under the title Power Book. So there's Power Book 2, Ghost, Power Book 3, Raising Canon, Power Book 4, Force, which they just renewed for a second season. And then there's another spin-off, Power Book 5, Influence, that is on its way too. Another show that's on STARZ that is also produced by 50 Cent is BMF. It follows the true story of the Black Mafia family. There is Hightown. This show takes place in Cape Cod. It's about a lesbian woman who is suffering from alcoholism and drug addiction who becomes involved in a murder investigation after discovering a dead body. There's also some crime documentaries like Confronting a Serial Killer, Seduced, Inside the NXIVM Cult, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And there's some different shows that have been either acquired from international markets or co-productions like Dublin Murders. So the next big category is going to be historical dramas. Now, Outlander is a historical show that also has fantasy elements to it. It's about a World War II nurse in Scotland who travels back in time to 1743. The show is currently airing its 6th season, and they'll be getting a separate prequel series pretty soon as well. Now, there's also a whole bunch of different mini-series on STARZ that focus on different points in history. There's The White Queen and its sequels, The White Princess and The Spanish Princess. This tells the story of women involved in the struggle for the British throne in the 1400s to 1500s. This next set of shows kind of plays fast and loose with some of the historical details. There was Spartacus that ran for a few seasons about the gladiator who led an uprising against the Roman Republic. They also had a mini-series that took place in the same Spartacus universe. There was a pirate show that was produced by Michael Bay that ran for a few seasons called Black Sails. Then there was Da Vinci's Demons, which was a historic fantasy series about Leonardo da Vinci's early life. So while those crime dramas and historical dramas centered around Outlander or the Power Universe are really going to be the main drivers for STARZ, there are other genres explored as well. There's some comedies. That includes Run the World, which is a show about a group of black women living in Harlem as they navigate their relationships and professional lives. A show that just premiered recently is called Shining Vale, and it's a horror comedy starring Courtney Cox from Friends and the Scream franchise. It's about a dysfunctional family who moves into a haunted house. A cult favorite show has been Party Down. They're actually going to be doing a revival series for that pretty soon. There's also Ash vs. Evil Dead. That was a horror comedy that took place in the Evil Dead universe. As for some other drama shows, there's Heels, which is a sports drama about the rivalry between two brothers that are also wrestlers. There's The Girlfriend Experience, which is based on a 2009 movie. It's about high-end escorts. There's also P-Valley, which is about employees at a nightclub in the South in Mississippi. So, on to movies. As of right now, a lot of the big titles, as far as like big Hollywood releases on STARZ, are going to be from Sony Pictures. At the time that I'm making this video, some of the movies they've got include Spider-Man Homecoming, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, Venom, Beauty Shop, Ray, the Saw series, and Iron Man 3. They also have a section that is dedicated to Westerns, and the titles and basically the entire app, as with any streaming service, are going to change month to month as some titles come and some titles go. Now, there is a kids and family section that actually does include some pretty popular movies, including a small selection of Disney films. But this section is pretty small. Again, it's mostly a service for adults. Now, let's go over the price of a STARZ subscription. How much is STARZ? Now, normally STARZ is $8.99 per month, but right now they actually have a deal going on where you can get STARZ for just $5 per month for 3 months. They do have different offers and sales that basically go on throughout the year. So if you don't want to pay the $8.99 per month, I would be on the lookout and see when they have an offer going on. So if you go to shallistreamit.com/deals, I have a page that shows basically any current free trials that you can get from streaming services, as well as discounted memberships, such as that offer I mentioned where you can get STARZ for $5 a month. I'd recommend bookmarking this page, and once you're ready to sign up for something like STARZ because there's a show that you're interested in, you can go on to this page and see what is going on. So next, we're going to talk about the STARZ app. Now, the app is available on a wide range of devices. One main exception is going to be PlayStation consoles. However, you can get it on Xbox. Now, for purposes of this review, I tried the STARZ app on both my phone as well as on an Apple TV and an Amazon Fire Stick. Watching shows went pretty smoothly. I do have one minor inconvenience, and this is just kind of a nitpicky thing, but for some reason, STARZ decided that for certain shows and movies, when you're watching them, in the corner, it periodically pulls up the STARZ logo. It's just kind of a minor thing, and it didn't affect the playback. I just thought it was worth mentioning. Now, with STARZ, you can stream on up to 4 devices at a time. You can create 5 profiles per account with parental controls. You can download shows and movies for offline play. Now, while all of their content does stream in HD, they unfortunately don't have 4K streaming just yet. So, what are my final thoughts? Is STARZ worth it? I would say if you are interested in shows like Outlander or shows in the Power universe, the Power Book shows, then STARZ is probably going to be something that appeals to you. They do have a pretty good selection of movies. I think in particular, once Spider-Man No Way Home comes out later this year on streaming, That was obviously such a huge movie. I think it's going to be a big driver for people to go to STARZ. Now, I don't consider STARZ to be a streaming service that is going to replace something like Netflix, Hulu, or HBO Max, because its content is a little more niche, towards those genres of crime shows as well as the historical epics. You're not going to find as many comedies or family shows or different genres like that. But if those genres do appeal to you, then you're going to find plenty to watch on STARZ. So if any of the shows I talked about are something that you think sounds interesting, I would encourage you to go ahead and check out STARZ. I will have that link down in the description below, as well as a comment that is pinned in the comment section. You want to go ahead and try it out. So what are your thoughts on STARZ? Have you tried out STARZ? Let me know what your experiences with the app has been like down in the comment section below. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to this channel for all things streaming. I want to thank everyone for watching today, and I hope you all have a good one. Bye-bye.